Labor Day, everybody.
Stop right there. You led with it, so I want to know about it. What is with that GMT 800 Suburban with the canine netting in the back, pulling four-wheel drive? What is that? That's awesome.
So that is a hell of a grocery getter, is it not?
I didn't know I had a Dropbox account still, Charles, until I saw my credit card get charged. Right? So I logged in. I forgot my password, but I logged in and I found a bunch of old videos from like 16 and 17 and 18. And Roos knows that was at our redneck rally event in October at Richland Center, Wisconsin there. So I found a lot of old fun stuff like that. Charles, we used to do a lot of like kind of run what you run classes and big buy-ins and just kind of it was a brush pull of Enderley. It was the Enderley brush pull is what we did.
That thing was legit sweet.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of fun. A lot of fun. So I knew you were going to ask about that right away. So. And Larry, I swear it had all the cool tech stuff that you wanted. So.
Oh yeah, you could tell by the netting in the back. Yeah. By the way, if they needed a German Shepherd to ride back there, I've got one.
Shaft loops, I saw them. I was looking.
Welcome everybody to Let's Go Pulling. My name is Jason Schultz, joined with my friends, cohorts, co-hosts, fellow lovers of the sport of truck and tractor pulling, Charles Posch, Larry Richline, Ryan Rusink. Cody Vanderholm is on an aeroplane right now, and the rest of our guys are out working, sleeping, who knows. It's all good. We're just happy we get a couple of us on here every Monday night to share our love about the sport of truck and tractor pulling with all of you. We got a lot to talk about tonight. Big weekend. Labor Day is a big weekend. I mean, there was pulls going on freaking everywhere. We're going to be talking to Scott Frieders from Sandwich, Illinois. He's going to be our first guest tonight. Larry Richwine is on the mic in Sandwich, Illinois. It wraps up the NTPA Grand National season for a majority of the classes. I saw Ryan DeBrew. He got the PPL championship and the NTPA championship, Charles, with playing with Buckner.
So, yes.
Yes, he did.
He's a friend of the show, so we appreciate him. He was one of the first phone calls we made as a team when we thought about doing the Pullers Championship. And he's always had our back with all of that. So shout out to Ryan and Crystal and the kids and their golf cart with 17 people in it as they cruise around the pits, enjoying life. The social media legend himself, Adam Wilson from Built Diesel Mafia, is checking in. He was up in Ottawa, Michigan with his beautiful wife, Tiffany, this weekend, had her working. I got to check the labor laws on that, Charles, to make sure that he's not breaking any rules there. So,
well, it's northern Michigan, and so north of 46, west of 75, there are no rules.
There are no rules. Fair enough. I'm going to duly noted. So, Russ Dostal, super fan, great dude. He owns more pulling shirts. I would challenge anybody to find a gentleman or a gal that owns more pulling shirts than Russ Dostal. I think he's over the 350 mark now of actual pulling shirts. So Les Richwine's got a secret closet we don't know about. Mr. Pulltown.
I haven't sent him one yet. Hopefully he's still got that lawn chair by the mailbox waiting on
it. Well, it's right there with your ring light, Larry. That's sitting there.
He's added a sunshade, actually.
Somebody ought to chip in and buy him an umbrella. I don't want him to get sun poisoning.
Right. Man, it is hot. It was hot today in Wisconsin, guys. I'm sure it was hot everywhere. So
you talk about a busy weekend, Jason. 8 miles from my house, we had a very busy weekend here in the west side of Indianapolis. Don Snake Perdone's second version of the car, Ron Cap's run, and won Funny Car Top Fuel. And my neighbor lives a half mile from me, Antoine Brown, won Top Fuel Dragster right here in Brownsburg. Well, they call it Brownsburg, but it's technically Claremont, Indiana, at the NHRA Nationals. A lot of pullers were in town going over there and getting secrets and looking at stuff and thinking they could make them run that fast. I still think if I live long enough, we'll have not a Top Fuel, but a Fuel 2-wheel drive class, and we'll have Cackle Fest.
I'm hoping that I can live long enough to see the announcers have distances in hand half as fast as the scoreboard does at the racetrack.
Well, when they use a sled monitor and they bring the console up to the announcer, I mean, when the sled comes to rest, we got them, but I don't think it's quite as fast as the winter board on a drag strip, but it's pretty quick.
And I gotta call bullshit on something that they said. Brian Lone specifically said they were going to have this new graphic for U.S. National that would show total time, from when they left. It would be inclusive of reaction time, ET to the stripe, and then difference of victory. I never saw it. I never saw that graphic appear. They never referenced it. And there were several whole shot victories where it would have been awesome and appropriate. It never got used.
Huh.
Tease. Yeah. You're a tease, Brian. Calling you out. You're a tease.
Calling you out. Do you have actually have
Brian, just call us back.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not going to happen tonight. Not at all.
No.
Is he sleeping?
No, he's probably partying if he's any kind of man like us, and he is.
I guarantee you there's some steaks being cooked tonight around the racetrack.
Yeah.
Don Spores checking in for Mina. Thanks for watching the show, Don. Don's watching on Facebook. Chuck Fowler's watching on YouTube. Wagler had that blown two-wheel drive diesel that sounded pretty cool.
Yeah, we're still waiting for that to make its reappearance, but not
I saw that
not in the front of a two-wheel drive truck, in the back of a dragster chassis, piloted by his daughter.
Nice.
Well, the Foresters, do have a two-wheel drive truck with a diesel in it. We see it when we go to Florida.
Yep. 8 up.
They've got one. Yep, 8 up. Yep.
Yeah, but it's not sporting a screw blower.
Oh no.
And
it's not even a Cummins.
I'll freely say that Jeremy's screw-blown Duramax is way louder than any methanol any methanol supercharged engine on the planet, save for nitro. It's way louder.
1,000%.
Hey guys, I'm going to help our first guest get on, so I'm going to remove myself from the screen. You continue to be awesome, okay?
We'll do our best.
I thought he'd never leave. How about you guys?
Yep.
I mean,
quick change the password.
I like him a little, but geez, Pete.
So how about them Dodgers?
So Larry, did you get to any sessions or no?
No, I did not.
No.
But yesterday morning I heard the feelers while I was watering Linda's horses, me and one of the German Shepherds. You could hear the feelers running yesterday morning, and this afternoon when they had the finals there about 5:00 my time, you could hear it running. But it's I'm 7.5 miles as a crow flies from them, and I'm west of them, so there was calm, no wind, and you can hear them. It's awesome. Yeah.
One of these days, that's bucket list. Probably next year if I can swing it. I'll be down there for U.S. National. That's definitely bucket list.
It's quite an event. It's all I can say.
There,
I have gone.
Been down there for
year,
the Ultimate College Challenge years, so I know the facility, I understand the place and the history behind it, and I've been to Norwalk to see NHRA. Now I just need to put the two together.
Well, it's anybody that's any kind of motorsports enthusiast needs to go to the Nationals at least once. But when I was a kid in school, we'd all go over, and spend the whole week practically because, go home every night or whatever. But it's cleaned up a lot from what it used to be. I've seen them haul them out of there with zip ties before that was popular in school buses to go to the Hendricks County Jail. Yeah.
So there's a story. This appeared. This came up in one of the forums that I frequent about a tear gas incident in the campground to the west that somehow also the tear gas somehow drifted across the street into the pit area, much to the chagrin of some of the racers.
Well, and I've heard that too. I don't know much detail about it, but I do know that they come in there with riot gear one year because they were having a hell of a time, and they did tear gas them. And of course, the campground that you're talking is straight west of the big grandstand there next to the drag strip. And I don't doubt that it drifted over there, but it's knowing the Hendricks County Sheriff's Department, they probably used all the tear gas they had. But that's been 40, 45, 50 years ago. But I mean, yes, I do remember hearing about it. Luckily, I wasn't there at the time. Had I been there, I probably would have been away from that kind of activity anyway. I was always such a good child. Anyway, yeah.
Well, I can tell you that the law enforcement has not changed as things go in recent years. And with the way things are now at Ultimate Call-Out Challenge, we have a burnout pad on the property. So be a dick bag on the property, officially sanctioned under insurance, shithead. Oh, did I say that
Craig
out loud?
Corzine
Was that out loud?
Shelton's had a nice weekend, staying red lighted, but I'd heard that. But Craig, were you there? I see Craig Corzine on the bottom. Well, hi, Scott.
Hey, Larry.
How are you?
Long time no see.
Yeah, well,
Well, we're going to see you tomorrow.
yeah, I'll be there tomorrow about midday. Yeah,
Yeah. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
pretty
How
good.
are you?
Good. Real good. A little warm today, but good.
Yeah, try to get that cooled down about 20 degrees before I get there tomorrow.
Well, I think after Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday looks really good. So I think we're going to be in good shape.
Cool.
Yep.
Well, I know I'm excited about doing it again. I think it's my 20th year to announce, I believe. Is that, you have any idea about that?
Yeah, because you've been here ever since you started when the NTPA came on, is when you started helping Art Downs together.
Well, I think the first year, though, I just ran the event. I don't think I actually announced, and somebody asked Schreier about, I think it was probably Gene, your uncle, asked Schreier about announcing, and he goes, well, Larry could do it. And then here I am. But
Here
yeah.
we are, 20-some years later.
Yeah. And
We wouldn't have it any other way, Larry.
well, I appreciate that, but I know I'm excited about it. Thursday night's always the truck night,
Yep.
and that's all we pull. What can you tell us? Got any new sponsors this year or anything?
Oh, we've been picking up a bunch of sponsors. My dad and Gene have been going round and round picking up different sponsors, and I'm sure I guess there'll be lots of banners out on the track, but all of our local town sponsors and everybody are still doing sponsoring the poll the same way they always have.
Good.
So,
Jason, you'll enjoy this. They have a funeral home as one of the sponsors, and I always say we hope we don't need them, but if we do, they'll pick them up and put them down.
they'll take good care of us.
Yeah, yeah.
Does Ryan Anderson come pull there with
And then,
the checking out Super Farm?
Yes, he does.
Good
Yeah.
deal.
Yep, he was there. He's been there every year since they were pulling Grand National Super Farms.
Ryan advises me don't buy a casket at Walmart.com, which I thought he was BSing me, but if you go on Walmart.com, you can buy a casket.
Really?
And it says guaranteed next day shipment. He said he's had a couple of them. He goes, he don't recommend them. He goes, the bottom will fall right out of them. So,
One way or another, you'll be in the dirt.
yeah.
So,
Charles,
no,
Charles,
I know
get the
I'm
Walmart. Charles, Larry, stop. Charles, I need you to go to
I'm
Walmart.
on it. I'm
I
on
need
it.
somebody to. We got to fact check this right now.
seriously. I have I ever lied to you that you know of?
everything
No,
Larry says is gospel.
That's not true.
You really want to equate that
Yeah.
with gospel, quote unquote?
Well, this building's all metal, so if lightning strikes, I'm definitely dead. Yeah.
Well, just
so
make it here tomorrow, Larry.
Oh, I will. And I have a early supper date with Fred and Wilma Mindy at the truck stop that I understand the bridge is out, and I'm going to have to drive through over the river and through the woods to get to the truck stop.
That bridge went out here a couple weeks ago, and that's not going to be good for harvest around here because that's a main thoroughfare for the rail port and the rivers. So that's going to be interesting.
The Sandwich Fair. I didn't fact check this. I should have. Am I correct in saying it's the 138th fair? You should know that. You
Is
should
that
know that.
135th or 138th?
I don't know. All I know, it's a privately
can
owned
buy
fair, guys.
caskets.
It's not.
You can buy caskets at Walmart.com.
You can not
You
only
didn't
buy them,
believe me, did you?
you can not only
Yeah,
buy
you
them.
can.
The funniest
you can't.
thing about the listing on Walmart with them is free 30-day returns. Who's doing that?
That's like they always ask you, do you want the concrete vault or the fiberglass vault? I don't know. I'm not going to dig it up and see how bad it went.
Yep, it's not going to matter.
I mean, when the guys on NCIS dig them up, They don't look like they're leaking water. I mean, hey. But
yep,
no,
there they
okay.
are.
Jason, yeah.
Click on one. I swear to God, it says free 30-day returns. Like,
Yeah, and it says overnight delivery to your funeral home. Okay, back to the sandwich fair, damn it.
Yes.
The sandwich fair.
No, we gotta.
You
We'll let Scott stay on. $15.99, $82 a month. You gotta be kidding me.
Wow, you can make
easy
payments on your
monthlies. That's no problem.
Wait a minute.
No
Wait a minute.
forgiveness.
It's a layaway plan. Oh, layaway plan. Waka.
Oh,
Scott.
Yeah.
Hey, Scott, you're a big
Anyway.
bowling fan, Scott. What are you most excited to see this weekend? Like the Diesel Super Championship? Because this is what's fun about your poll. Is it you guys decide Grand National Championship?
yes. Honestly, I think the most exciting thing is just to see all the competitors again, the ones that have been coming to our fair for many, many years, and friends of ours that we've made over the years that came to the fair that we still stay in contact. Well, look at Larry. Larry and I talk on the phone. We text back and forth. And,
Oh yeah.
But no, I love. I guess I'm looking forward to the whole show, all the battles for the points, all the classes. Looking forward to the track prep. My brother and I, we take good pride in that, and we really enjoy doing that. And that is always a challenge for us to keep making it better and better and better. So I just the whole polling experience at our local fair is what I'm excited for. But the battle with the championships, that's up there towards the top.
And Jason's heard me talk about all summer, especially with the Full Pull app, the sense of community. I mean, these people are my and our family.
Yes.
And it's like a family reunion and a tractor pull breaks out,
Yes, exactly.
And I'm that creepy uncle in the corner that everybody said, "No, that's your Uncle Larry. Don't go over there. He's got candy, but you don't want it." Anyway.
No, it is. My kids, ever since they were old enough to start going to the fair, they're 5.5 now, and Larry always keeps in touch to see how they're doing, and they're always excited to see Larry. And it's good. It's a big family community for sure. It takes a village to put it on, and I think we have a pretty good one with everybody.
And it's unique in the fact we pull trucks on Thursday night, and then we have a dead night, which years ago I used to think, why do they do that? But they have country westerns. I don't even know who the entertainer is this year, but Jordan he does Davis. A Friday night.
Jordan Davis is this year. Jordan Davis.
Okay.
And that's all sold out. So we take a little break and regroup for a day, and then get up early Saturday morning and do it all over again.
And Saturday, I find interesting everybody to finish those mod class and super and pro stock class, all those classes that were crowning the champion. They have to make 2 laps, Jason. They got to run an afternoon session and a 6:30 session. There's not much time to overhaul a motor real quick.
No,
they've done it.
We've had the material handler in there for Connie's and setting another motor in between sessions, but everybody they work hard, and I mean, unless it's something catastrophic, they usually 9 times out of 10 always make it back for the evening session. So they work very hard at it.
Yeah, it's quite a unique event, and got the bum guard sleds come in. They always do a fine job.
Yep. I talked to Brandon the other day, and everything was set there, and Ed's coming back. And they're great guys. We work very well with them. They work very well with us. And like I said, they're just part of the village that makes it work.
They're great guys to work with. And,
for sure.
But it's quite a unique fair, and I'm always excited to go. It's even though Enderley's the big bud shootout thing, to me it's the finale, which it is for the points overall.
Yep.
And it's once again it's a family reunion when a tractor pull breaks out, but it's awesome.
And
if they've never been, you come in off of an exit or off of Pratt Road they actually bought a strip of land so they can bring them in the back way. What is that lane's like mile long or 3/4 mile?
I'd say mile and a quarter coming right off of Pratt Road. Yep. And then all the everybody pretty much comes in that gate.
Right.
All of the, the people coming to the fair, and then the pullers come in and enter the infield. We did do some work in the infield. Larry, you'll know what I'm talking about. We widened out that gate where all the semis come in, and then we added another 20 foot onto the culvert. I did that last week. So we have a nice big area for them to swing in, and
Awesome.
we're moving some parking around for Saturday's show for the semis. So we'll be parking semis behind the announcer stand. So we should have some more room now. So we've done some changes there. So
I know we've had to park them on the horse track.
Yeah,
when we got tight. It can get very busy with that many classes on Saturday.
Yes, yeah, and we're still going to have the limestone as a backup or an overflow, if you will. But our main goal is to try and get everybody on the grass in the infield.
Right.
And as dry as we are here, I mean the ground's hard, so there's no worries there. So
right. So you're saying if I fall out of the tower, I might bounce? The ground so hard?
You may. The ground is hard. We are dry.
Who are these two young men with you that just grinned when I said I might bounce? Who are they?
This is my nephew Peyton. This is Chad's boy, and this is my nephew Kellen. They're both Chad's boys, and they help out on the track.
Cool.
Peyton runs the roller, and then we're working Kellen into it slowly, but he helps pick rocks, and he pretty much is a gopher. He does whatever needs to be done. So he's very good at that. So he helps out a lot. And
awesome.
And we got Dan Bruning and Gene's boy Michael. He graduated from Iowa State, so he's working full time at Ag Tech there. So he'll be out there again helping, and I think he's going to run the skid loader on the starting line with the rake, because we will run 2 skid loaders again, 1 rake at the finish line, 1 rake at the start line. So Yep.
And people that maybe haven't been there for a year or for many years.
Yep.
Back when we used to pull on the horse track, we used to catch heck about that. Bill Voorhees texted me the other day. He's got his tractor done, and he may go to Roanoke. And I said, well, you're always welcome at Sandwich. He goes, what's the track like? And I said, exact opposite of what you think it used to be. Yep. I said, it's a good track. And I said, trust me, if you want to test out a new 3-engine mod, bring her out, Bill. I said, I know a guy. I think we can get a couple test passes if you want to. So
we've worked very hard over the past probably 7 years ago. We put some new dirt on there. I know we covered this last year, but and it really turned the track around. It made it a lot more manageable. And now that my brother and I have worked it enough, we know what it takes. And then Jim Miller, he's kind of running the pole. So he's out there, and he's there if we have any questions, and he just kind of works side by side with us. And Chad and I get the water on and get everything worked in, and just keep plugging away at it and get it the best that we possibly can for all the competitors and keep it fair.
And Jason, it's one of those tracks that when you think it's got enough water, give it another tank, get another tank full. It'll take it and it'll use it. I mean,
sooner or later, we're hoping to see Jason out on the track with this diesel super stock tractor we keep hearing about.
Yeah, but I don't know. How could ask Charles and Ryan? Can you depend on Jason to actually show up to pull? Come on, man. Oh.
My nephews here are one of your biggest, or 2 of your biggest fans, Jason. So they were heartbroken when they heard the remedy had been moved on to somebody else. But I told them, don't worry. I think Jason's got something else in the mix. So
there'll be another remedy, guys. Don't worry.
Okay,
good.
Yeah.
And will
it be a remedy too?
I don't know if it'll be there next year, but it'll definitely be there the year after. Just depends upon how much dinero happens to me this winter. So
no, we understand that. We understand that. Yeah, I'm really actually when you asked before about what I was excited about the most, I guess I should have thought about this, but I'm really excited about some of these other tractors that haven't pulled NTPA in quite a while, and they've came back to NTPA, and we're hoping to maybe see some faces that we hadn't seen there in 20 years. I don't know who's all coming, but Masterson's used to come when it was ITPA all the time. They always pulled at our fair.
Oh yeah,
so I know they've made some NTPA hooks, so I'm hoping Masterson's come. And I talked to Sullivan's up at Toma, and they were obviously running points, so they're excited to come to Sandwich. And I think it's going to be neat to see some different iron there that we may never have seen, or people that haven't been there in a long time. I think they're going to be surprised on what's changed
And
as far as
Simon's
competitors that haven't been there.
Simons will bring a half a dozen vehicles or more.
Yep.
So
Yep.
they
So,
run tough. They run tough. It's
Yep.
like I was telling the guys the other day, the pro stock class, I think, is the most competitive class, maybe with exception of minis, that NTPA currently has to sell a promoter. I mean, that
Yeah.
pro stock class is
It's-
deep. I mean, you put Connie's in there and everybody else that's been in the Smuckers and everybody that's been doing good 2 or 3 years, and then you add these other guys in there.
Yeah.
I don't know of any other class that deep.
No, it's tight, and we'll have on Thursday. We'll have quite a few locals and 7,800 pound pro stock trucks.
Yep.
You know, well, Stalls they've won the past couple of years, and
Yep.
they just live right out the gate. They're out the North Road there, so
Yeah,
you know,
you go
they're
out that new driveway, you go right into their driveway if you cross Pratt Road. Yeah.
yeah. And they bought Kurt Hazley's truck out of
Okay.
well, Kurt Hazley's old truck that was up
Cool.
in Wisconsin. They bought that, so they have 2 running now. So they'll be there. So I think that'll be good to have some local boys there pulling again. And
Awesome. Awesome. Well,
so-
I know it's always a great time, and if anybody hasn't come to the Sandwich Fair before, they need to come.
Yeah, but I guess I'm a little bit biased, but everybody always says it's the best fair in Illinois. So I mean,
Well, and you'll never see a fairgrounds any cleaner.
now they take huge pride in maintaining, mowing. I mean, there is a guy out there on a mower every single day of the summer, maintaining and weed whacking, and they do a very, very good job.
Well,
on
if
the
you
grounds.
buy them a bigger mower than a 30-inch snapper, they wouldn't have to
Well,
mow every day.
you
Dang
know,
it.
they
Jesus.
just want to mow that field for free.
So what are the girls doing tonight?
They are in bed. They started kindergarten this year, so they got.
Wow.
I told them they got to get to bed early tonight because it's fair week. So they got a big week ahead of them. So they'll.
Guys, he's got a pair of twin girls, just beautiful little things, and they've had some health challenges as well. Like I got the granddaughter that's special needs, and of course that's a soft spot in my heart. But his girls and his wife come to the event and they push him around in 2 strollers. It's just adorable, or 1 stroller that's a double.
Yeah,
but it's a great thing, and once again, part of the family atmosphere.
Yep, and they're excited. They'll be at all the polls, and they're excited for it. So they had to go to bed early tonight, get a good night's sleep for kindergarten tomorrow, and get ready for Fair Week.
Sure.
No, it's a busy week this time of year. Everybody's heading back to school. We have our local fair this weekend as well too, Scott. So
okay.
It's busy for everybody.
Yeah, it is, and everything's kind of wrapping up, and I'm sure a lot of these pullers that are farmers, everybody's getting ready for harvest. Things are starting to dry up, and it really it gets crazy around this time. Just get through the fair and then get ready for harvest.
Yeah, Corzine says Scott does an awesome job for Sandwich. Sad to miss for an ITPA points event. So when you got Craig Corzine, comment.
Good. Yeah. No, Craig and Emma, they've came up many times, and I think they had maybe the DuQuoin State Fair, or maybe there might be a pull down in Hardin that, but I know that there is an ITPA pull around our time. So, but that's good. Appreciate that, Craig.
And your fair used to have ITPA, used to be ITPA.
Yes. Yep. We had.
I know when you guys went NTPA, Mike Miller said, and I quote, "Well, it's a crappy track. You can have it." I went, "Okay, we'll take it." Yep. And we've never had any problems. I mean, like I say, it's been 20 years plus. I've been coming there.
Yep.
And you guys have always worked your butts off trying to make it the best you can, and it truly is. So
yeah, we definitely do. We work hard at it. We work hard, and it's always good to get those comments and people that reach out and show their appreciation for what we do, and so that really means a lot. That people do take notice of what we've changed and what we're striving to do better, and so that does mean a lot.
Right. Charles, Brian, you guys ever been out there?
I have not had the honor of making that trip. I have not. No.
Likewise, I have not been able to make it out.
Well, you got a calendar? Mark the dang thing down. It's always the Thursday and Saturday after Labor Day.
Yep.
Mark the dang thing down.
You
Mark
heard it here.
today.
I
You heard it
did
here
mark,
first
I did
from
mark the
Larry.
dang thing down, and somebody else hired me to go announce. It's crazy. I don't know how that happened.
Oh, well, I can understand
Same.
that. But,
Same.
Those announcers are a hot commodity. You got
well, you know, when it first came out, and I wasn't shocked, but I was surprised as much as everybody else that Larry had retired from the director of technical services. The first call that Greg Randall and I both got was from Scott Frieders.
I called immediately when I found
Yeah.
out. Immediately.
And I said, well, I think I can still come do that. And then Greg reassured him. But yeah,
Yep.
so if I have a fairgrounds or a promoter that's a fan of the BS that I say, it's probably Scott's one
It
of
is.
them.
It is.
And
You
you're
know,
you're the best,
Yeah.
Larry.
We
You're the
we
best.
wouldn't have it any other way, Larry.
last year, Scott, you'll enjoy this. Jason, did you get rained out where you were? What was the deal, Jason?
Bruce Buckner, right? Were we in Buckner, you and I?
Yeah, I didn't go, but yeah.
No, I stayed at
Anyway,
your house, didn't I, on the way home?
Yeah, on the way home.
He's
Yeah.
on the way. He's on the way home, listening on his phone to the live streaming, and he texts me and he goes, "Rich Wine, you get away with crap I can't even talk about." And I said, "No, I'm not getting away with nothing." But I have already had 4 people ask me if Dolly Parton was coming to Sandwich, and I've told them all, no, she's got a gig that weekend. She can't make it.
That joke never gets old. Even if I got my earplugs in, Larry, and I'm on the scraper tractor, I could still hear you say that, and that joke never gets old.
And it's at least 45, 50 years old, I can assure you. But anyway.
Yep. And between that, my dad's birthday always falls during the fair, so Larry's always got to get his digs in on my dad for his birthday. So.
Well, you know, his dad's son, him, always says, don't forget it's Bernie's birthday. And so, you know, you got to have the little things in life that make it fun.
This year it's on Friday, so we'll get him on Saturday.
Well, we'll still get him. I mean, last year I struck up a friendship with the guy that brings the carts back in at Walmart. And I said, yeah, I got this guy. He kind of followed me back out the truck. And I thought, geez, that's kind of strange. But he was taking carts in when I went in. Of course, the truck had an NTPA logo on the side of it. That's before I retired. Anyway, Anyway, so the guy follows me back out, and I'm thinking, well, maybe he wants my cart. And he didn't get close enough to take my cart. And then all of a sudden he goes, "Are you that guy that does the tractor pull announcer?" And I went,
I'm not going to name any names, but I'm pretty sure I know exactly.
No, but as soon as I told you about it,
yep,
he instantly said his name, and I went, "Yeah, that's who he said he was."
Yep.
And he goes, "Well, he's a big fan of the pulls." But yeah, the guy goes, "Are you that guy that does the tractor pull announcer?"
Larry, you're known far and wide.
Yeah, well,
between you and Mark Tuttle announcing, you guys feed off one another, and
Mark's fun to work with, and he does all the local ads, and I take care of the NTPA stuff, and we have a good time. I honestly looking very forward to it.
Yep,
it was great. It was great listening to you on the way home last year. Wyatt Schulte, the nephew of Dan Schulte, Binder Express Super Farm, says the tractor will be there. Sadly, we won't be in person. Sandwich is always a great pull to go to. Then he says, "Should I live stream while I'm a groomsman at a wedding?" Asking for
absolutely, Wyatt, for sure,
Yep.
for sure.
Put an earbud in, and you can listen to it, because all they're going to say, and you know, all the big hoopla at a wedding, and all it is, "Do you take her? Uh-huh. Do you take him? Uh-huh. Well, then here you go." I mean, that's all it is. The rest of it is lots of expense for the bride's dad, and then the big meal. Oh my God.
Yep.
I like cake. I mean, that's my favorite part of a wedding, cake.
You like cake?
Cake's good. I like the adult beverages myself.
Did you?
Yeah, the open bars are kind of nice.
Yes.
Yeah, but you know, when you're a father of 2 girls that got married, you pay for that open bar. Somebody does.
I know.
I don't have any girls, so
let's not go there yet.
Still
Larry.
love
you
open
got a
bars.
while.
Yeah,
Scott,
love you're going to have 2. I had 2 of them.
And I appreciate you, springing for the tab.
Well, that's not, the daughter that married Lauren Gettinger, Bud Gettinger. He's my son-in-law. We've talked about that before. They got married in March, and it was a snowstorm, and I had a reception catered for 120 people. A little less than 60 made it to the reception. Now we got food that's been paid for 120 people. So I went up to the front desk at the hotel reception was at, and I said, anybody in a room, any of your staff that wants to eat, come down here and eat, because I ain't going to take this stuff home, and we're not going to throw it all in the dumpster. But we fed everybody in that hotel. They had 3 inches of snow, and a bunch of them just, I can't make it. Jeez.
Oh man.
But anyway, I'm not bitter though.
Sounds like it.
Bitter.
It's always something.
Sounds like it.
Well, now, Jason. Oh, I met Jason's wife the other day, guys, and she's like my wife. She must have lost a bet, is why we married us.
Well, I just talked to her a little bit ago on my phone because I was trying to get ahead of the game and figure out how to get everything logged on. And Jason was in another one, so she was screening all the calls. So I got to talk to her on the phone, and here I was still late getting on.
You did fine.
We're glad to have you on. We're glad to have you on tonight.
We appreciate the opportunity and the advertisement that Beer Money's been doing for the fair. We started out with you guys last year, Jason, and you guys did a wonderful job for us. And we appreciate everything you do. And to all the fans and people that are coming, Beer Money Pulling Team will have their merchandise trailer there. NTPA is coming back and selling shirts there also. So we'll have some apparel for all of our fans.
Cool.
Yeah.
And competitors alike. So hopefully everybody can get a little something. And my brother takes care of doing all the shirts for the track crew and the staff and everything. So he's got a little something that's going to be at the entry trailer for all the pullers to grab. So we're doing that this year, and we'll have our plaques again for crowning all the Grand National champions like we normally do. And so, I think it's going to be a good week.
It will.
Hey, Scott, who owns that? Who owns that fleet of 66s that maintain the track?
That would be my dad. Well, it's all of us now. My brother, my dad, and I. We got Triple F Farms, so the 966 is ours, and the 1066 is ours. That 966 is original paint, believe it or not.
Those are all pretty damn sharp.
Thank you. We had a local guy. Once we bought that 9, I think he had 5,500 hours on it. It was a one owner. And we had a local guy here all about detail. He buffed it all out and ceramic coated it. And it's hard to believe that the paint came back the way it did, being original. And then that 1066 has been repainted probably 15 years ago now. And then we had that one ceramic coated too. So
sure.
And then
that must have been 2-stage, like base and clear.
No, my dad's, the 1066 actually was single stage paint, believe it or not.
Is that right?
Yes. Yep.
Was it real live international paint, oil base?
Well, that I don't remember what we did. It may have been. You just never know. A local guy painted it here. We actually traded some hay. They got horses, friend of ours paints on the side. So we traded some hay for the paint on the tin, and then my dad painted the chassis on both tractors. So
I see Mick Broughton said he's kind of wanting to come to Sandwich now. Mick, you need to come to Sandwich.
Me and Bill Suki talked to him up at Toma and told him that we're hoping he can make it down. So hopefully he can.
And I understand that Mark Mangan, our 2023 points champion, he's coming.
Great. Yes.
I talked to him the other day.
He was one that came down last year, hadn't been there in a few years with everything that was going on, and he pulled out on Friday, and I got to talk to him, and he was ecstatic on the changes that we had made on the track, and he did say he would be back. So I was curious on that, and congratulations to him on his Grand National Championship.
Well, I texted him the other day after he won, and I said, congratulations, and are you coming to Sandwich now that you're a Grand National Point champion? He goes, I intend to. So there you go.
Good. Yeah, I think we're going to have good numbers all around.
I know you will. We've had good numbers all summer. And it's just, I don't know. Truck and tractor pulling, other than I am a little biased, like you say you are with the fairgrounds, but it's definitely not dead, and it's growing.
Has anybody heard Angry Farmer bringing their trucks? I know they had some problems with their hauler and. Right.
I doubt it. I doubt it. He might, but I doubt it because he hasn't been a whole lot of places this year because of the hauler problem.
Yep. Which when things like that arise, I completely understand. You can only do what you can do.
Well, he was a title sponsor of Fort Recovery. and didn't make it. So
Right.
I mean,
Right. Yeah, and I'm sure that was tough for him. I mean, he seems like the type of guy when he can go pull and he wants to go pull, and I'm sure it's killing him to be missing events. But some things are out of our control.
Right. So they race horses on Wednesday, I believe.
Yep. Race horses Wednesday during the day.
And then horsepower comes in Thursday and Saturday.
Yep. And they used to actually race the horses on Thursday.
Right.
And that it's actually worked out in our favor doing it Wednesday because that gives us time to get before we could never start on the track till around noon because the horses were racing, couldn't get the pullers in. So now with that being on Wednesday, that's opened up to get the pullers in, get them parked. We could start on the track first thing in the morning. And it gives us a lot more time to do our thing and get it in shape for the pullers.
Right.
I know Scott.
Like I said, I'm excited.
Oh, go ahead, Larry.
I said, like I say, I'm excited. I'll be there midday tomorrow and get camped and.
Yep, you text me when you're coming in, and we'll get you to your spot and get you set up, and
cool.
We'll be in and out setting up stuff in their ag tech, the company that I work for, Gene's company, who's the pole superintendent.
Right.
We got our tent out there, and Gene donates a lot of the equipment too out on the track. So
Are you doing the presenting the colors with the big sprayer again?
I don't think we're going to this year. We will have a sprayer out there. A couple years ago, we had it out there, and it really helped for getting the track ready. And once we get it ready, the boxes, when it gets hot, we just can't quite keep enough water on it, to keep that top fresh. So we will have a sprayer out there to miss the track before the show, but I don't think we're going to do the colors this year. We've done it a few years. I'd like to come up with something cool again,
Yeah, but it's cool when you see a sprayer come out there and open all those booms out with the American flag on each end.
It's funny you had said that because
awesome.
Gene had gotten emailed from somebody, I believe they were a super farm competitor out of Michigan, and they wanted to know how we did it. So I went through and had a bunch of pictures and videos on my phone. And I actually seen a TikTok video. It was a pull in Michigan. I can't remember which pull it was. I think it might have been a Wolverine pull. And they did it, and it is neat. I like to be creative, and sooner or later I'll come up with another wow factor.
All right.
My wife probably thinks I'm nuts. I got enough going on, but
trust me,
I'll come up with something.
Trust me, if she's your wife, she's going to think you're nuts. Am I wrong, guys?
No. You already know, Scott.
Not wrong.
Not wrong. Just own it, Scott. Own it.
Yeah, well,
Actually, don't own it, embrace it.
Yeah, she puts up with a lot. She knows Fair Week's busy and leading up to Fair Week, and she's pretty much a single wife or a single mom when I'm at the fair doing everything. So she's a trooper, and I couldn't do it without her. So she's always there to support everything that we do, and she helps where she can. And so I got
somebody typed in, it was Adrian, Michigan, that did this flags on the end of the fair booth.
Yep, that's what it was. Yep.
Yeah.
So
anyway.
Yep. So we're looking forward to everything. And like I said, Thursday night we'll have Super Stock Diesel Grand National trucks, Region 3 2-wheel drives, Region 3 4-wheel drives, the Pro Stock Diesel 3.6 trucks, which I still think we're the only hook for NTPA that has that.
You're the only event of NTPA that has the 3.6 trucks.
Yep. And then
nobody else. I mean, they either have 3.0 or the ones with multi-chargers, but no, that's the only event that has 3.6.
Yep. So Thursday, that's at 6:30. Saturday at 12:30, we'll run Grand National Mods, Pro Stock, Super Farm, Diesel Super Stock tractors. And then we follow up that night again with session 3 at 6:30 on Saturday. So
Saturday's a very full day.
It is. My brother and I usually get out there by 3:30, 3:45, and get the track ripped open. And as dry as it is, it's going to take a lot of water this year. So we'll be busy, but we got the equipment, and we'll make sure it's what it needs to be for everybody.
Well, I'm sure glad you came on with us tonight, Scott.
I'm glad I figured out how to get on here. Jason texted me. He's like, "You coming on?" I'm like, "Well, I'm trying here." So, but actually had to get my wife involved in this because she's the computer whiz. So I had to get her involved so I could, bless her heart. She's always there to help me when I need her. So
now, when you said "bless her heart," is that like God love her? I mean, is that sarcasm?
no,
I mean, what is,
no.
okay, good.
That's bless her heart. I'd be lost without her. So she.
Whenever Jason buys me a ring light, my lighting will be better in the office. I keep going to Goodwill once a week. I usually go on Saturdays and see if they got a ring light in yet, because these things are on Monday nights. But in the meantime, Jason, he's gonna watch. He'll show us the ring light, and then he'll say, "Well, I'm going to mail it to you." Oh, that's a wimpy one. That's not big enough to light my fat butt. Anyway,
are you bringing any of the dogs with you, Larry?
No, I'm not.
No.
I've got that black German Shepherd that's called Maze. She gets a lot of Facebook time.
Yep.
She is very depressed that she's not coming. And I told her, I said, "Well, honey, if I leave you over there 3 or 4 hours, what if you potted?" She goes, "I promise I won't, Dad." But
Right.
Yeah,
sure.
I'm going to start bringing one of them. Maybe the Belgian Malinois next year I'll take with me if I'm still doing the full pull thing. I hope I am. Jason, am I still doing full pull next year?
We're having a meeting. We're going to talk about it.
Oh, I bet I'm not invited to that meeting.
I'm not invited to the meeting either, so don't feel bad.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Unless you guys got questions for Scott, we've used more than his allotted time.
No, you're
okay.
yeah.
We enjoy talking to Scott.
We appreciate everything that everybody does for the polling world and growing the sport. So we appreciate what you guys do and everything you do for our fair promotion wise and just stuff like this and the merchandise trailer. We really do. It means a lot for you guys to be a part of our event.
It's fun. Well, I know Doug and Hope like coming down because they kind of have Friday off to kind of enjoy the fair and get some other video and partake in some other stuff. So they really enjoy it. I know they're looking forward to it.
Yep.
They'll probably cruise out. Yes, an early Thursday morning they'll roll out. So
Yep.
It's not that far. The 3.6 diesel truck thing, that's cool. A lot of the Badger State 3.6 trucks are all from that Northern Illinois area, so that's fun.
Yeah.
You have them like that, Scott. It's neat. So
yeah,
they don't have a hook this weekend. So
yeah, I know we there was a local pull today at Paw Paw, and my nephews went and they talked to a couple guys, and we're hopefully some of the other Badger trucks will come down. I know Jared Ripp was in question. They may be in the fields. I don't know if they're chopping or what they're doing. So, but hopefully Funks and them come down and we get some of the more trucks out of Wisconsin and get some good numbers in that class.
There's a pretty tight points race between Funks and Jamie Lars for first and second.
Okay.
And they got broke with a fog weekend, so they might hold on to that. Who knows? But I would say you'll have a nice show there.
Yeah,
that's neat. Yeah. That's neat. Thursday night, come in, put on a good 3-hour show, and be done. It's all
good.
Yep.
Get the fans back out in the midway and get everybody get their Prano pups and enjoying the rides and. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah. No, thank you for letting us be part of your event. Thank you. I know that you get extra money from the state of Illinois to let Larry announce and continue to announce. we like to take care of our elderly, and it's important that we continue to do that. And Scott,
Larry, I had nothing to do with any of that. I never said a word.
I know that. And I think your dad's like only a year or two older than me, I think. I don't know.
He'll be 71 this year.
Oh, he's much older than I am then. 5 years. 5 years older.
He doesn't act a day over 21, so
yeah,
for sure.
My brain's about 24.
Polling fans, all the full poll games will be set up for Sandwich, Illinois. I've been scrolling that across the bottom, but we have 3 events this weekend for full poll games: Sandwich, Illinois, Unionville, Missouri, and then Lumberton, North Carolina, where I'm going to be at this Friday and Saturday night in Lumberton, North Carolina, for my first ever poll in North Carolina. So we got our team's going to be, the Outlaw TV team will be down in Unionville, Missouri, and Buckner, Missouri, and then Doug and Hope are going to be in Sandwich.
So you're spread out all over the countryside.
Yeah, we're going to be all over. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So
I think it's going to be a great week had by everybody. So
Well, Scott, thank you very much for coming on. It's been great. You have a heck of a show. You got a heck of a good announcer. You got a heck of all the classes from the NTPA there. It's going to be a great show, buddy.
Yep, we appreciate again everything you do for us, and thank you for having us on tonight and being able to talk about our sessions that are coming up with NTPA. So that's great that we can get the word out there and keep bringing in these fans.
That's what it's all about. Thanks, Scott. Have a good night, buddy.
Thank you, guys. Larry, I'll
See you,
talk
Scott.
to you tomorrow.
All righty. See you
Thank
guys.
you.
See you, Scott.
Yep, bye.
That's how you do it right there, fans. When you come on a show, we're gonna bring on a good talker next too. We got him hiding in the green room. Hopefully, he's got a little whiskey in his cup. He's a little looser, a little more free with his voice when Summers gets a chance to have a beverage or something like that. So, but it's gonna be good.
Well,
It's gonna be good.
if that's the case, since I'm not much of a drinker, then I need to start coming on here on Monday with one of my cigars.
Yeah. Well, Larry, you don't need any help. You're pretty good at what you do all by yourself. So,
Ryan, tell him to quit lying.
It won't stop him.
I know.
hey, Ken Summers,
Howdy, howdy.
you know what I learned tonight?
What'd you learn?
You can buy caskets at Walmart.com.
You can buy what?
A casket.
Really?
Yep. So, and then as we found that, then people started commenting about you can get them at Costco as well, and there's a 30-day return policy on them. Summers.
That's funny.
Mhm.
Yep. So,
Well, more useless knowledge that Larry Richwine brought to the table.
Larry, you bring a unique perspective. A unique perspective.
Yeah, I do.
Well, I always take it for granted that everybody knows Ken Summers, like we all do, and we don't. Not everybody knows. Welcome, Ken Summers, promoter. First of all, the father of Sydney Summers, the famous TikTok rapper. She drives the colorblind 4.1 Limited Pro better than her dad. We've confirmed that. It kind of hurt his feelings. He had to go to some therapy. Him and Trish, but he's owned it. That Sydney's a better driver. But he's building all of her pro stock, so it's going to be good. It's going to be good that he'll get that out there. But Ken has helped with the Cowtown Showdown in the past. Just loves pulling. Good dude. Great father, great husband, great friend, and a great puller as well. And he puts on one hell of a truck and tractor pull about 4.5 miles from his house. Well, how close is it, Ken? I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, it's 4.5 miles. It's real close. Yeah.
Buckner, Missouri, you guys, is proper Kansas City, if you will. I mean, legit suburbs. And they get a huge crowd. I was down there. I was going to be down there for my first year last year. And then Mother Nature said, no, we're going to rain it out. And they tried like hell to make that thing happen. They brought a helicopter in to dry it out and everything. But we're back this year. Got the 4-1 trifecta as well. He did that with, refresh my memory, Platte City, Missouri, Concordia,
And
Missouri.
Concordia.
Yep.
Yeah. You had 3 of them, right? Yep.
And then
Concordia.
it'll finish up here at Buckner. Yeah.
Yep.
The tractors that are in the trifecta are the 2 paddock tractors and then Sydney's tractor. And Sydney made the checks out today, and I told her hopefully she can get the big check. That way I don't have to pay for it, you know. So she's got to get her tractor back together. Yeah, we got a lot of nuts and bolts to tighten up on it, but hopefully we'll get it back. So but now we're really looking forward to this Saturday night. It's going to be a good time. Got Missouri State. We'll run them on the east track, and we'll run the Outlaws on the west track. And I think we got it worked out where the live stream will run both of them, and be really cool. We're going to have to put a lot of water on the track this week. Hopefully we won't have it rain out like we did last year, but we're going to start watering up here about midweek. And they've got the hay cut out there and all the grass trimmed up. Tim Rashawn and crew's been working really hard on that. We'll pave. They put us in some concrete scale pads out there we're pretty excited about. We will open the gates up for the public about 3:30 or something like that. I don't know, some of the pullers usually come down after Unionville, come on in the evening, and should be a really good old time.
It's about 3 hours, isn't it, from Unionville to Buckner? 3.5.
I think I've never pulled at Unionville because it's always the night ahead of our pull, and so I've never made it made it up there. But yeah, I think it's about 3 or 3.5 be my guess. I was hoping maybe we'd make it up there this year, but I don't. We're probably gonna be putting our tractor together on Friday night. So
Being a promoter and a puller is a big deal, Ken. There's a lot of moving parts here. So
yeah. At least I'm not the driver. I don't have to worry about that. Just get it there, you know. So.
Yeah, right. The whole you don't do anything, Dad. I know how that goes. So
Yeah. She would give me a really hard time. I think she made a TikTok about how I let Dad drive at one time, and she comes home and it's scattered all over the shop.
Yep.
At
least you tried to fix it though. So.
Yeah.
Ken, how long have you been putting on the Buckner pole, bud?
We was talking about the other night. I think this is our 12th year, maybe 12 or 14 years, something like that. It's been a while. We started in the cornfield down across from the fire station when the kids were in grade school down there, and we had a brush pull out there in October. Had a really good time, and then we found this spot at Sibley Orchard, and this worked out really well. But we just about outgrowed it. The Jason Holmberg that they own, AAA Disposal, which is one of the guys that helped us put it on, and they bought the property across the street from us. So that's where will be some of our overflow parking again. And the church across the street's really good to let us use parking over there for the spectators. And they got a shuttle that runs people back and forth. And then what else we got going on out there? We're going to have a puller meal at 4:30 for the pullers. That's funded by O'Reilly's here in town. They kicked in the money to make that happen, and then Everett Robertson, he's the one that does all the cooking. He's done it for us for years. He's also the one that did the cooking at Cowtown for us. And if you go away from there hungry, it ain't nobody's fault but your own. He'll have all kinds of food to eat. And,
yeah.
We just ask that everybody, when they come, that our parking is really tight, and we'll have to park the haulers just as tight as we can get them to each other where your doors will open. And then if anybody comes in after Unionville in the night, we'll have a couple of haulers parked out there. Everybody can just fall in right beside them. I think that's about it. We're pretty excited to add the semis, see them come. And,
they've been putting on an awesome show, Ken, everywhere they've been this summer.
They have, yeah. I think Brent has prior commitments with his wife, and so I don't know if his brother's driving or who all is going to drive for him down here. But hopefully we'll get the Zimmerman boys and Robert's trucks, and I don't know who else will come down, but hopefully we'll get several of them.
Maybe Joe Bear if he didn't hurt it up in Michigan.
Okay.
He didn't. Joe did not, and he took up a couple second place finishes.
Richard Darr.
He's the one with that LTL 9000, Ken. The red Ford.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Good dude.
I want to take and see if I can't twist the Outlaws' arms and maybe pull them earlier in the evening instead of later, so everybody can see them where they're kind of new, you know. But,
yeah.
I would push for that.
That's called one text message, Summers.
Yeah.
To Mr. Van Beek. So.
Yeah. It's always we try to keep our cool stuff to the end to keep the crowd there, but sometimes some of the newer stuff maybe we ought to give the crowd a peek at it so they won't come back next year, you know. So.
Yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with interspersing a little bit of cool stuff all the way through the show.
Yeah, mixing a show program up is a big thing. Like, there's so many places that save like something that they consider hot way till late, and you lose everybody, and then no one gets to see it. You got to mix that up. It really does work. It really does.
You got to give the semi guys a heads up. Again, they're not used to going first. We did that at the Pullers Championship, and they thought we were joking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I'll figure that out tomorrow and see what we think there. And then, but those are all good classes. There'll be all kinds of good stuff there. Missouri State's got a lot of good stuff too, you know. And it'll keep everybody excited, I think, all night long.
Should be fun. Should be
And that
fun.
light super, the outlaw light super, is that the cast ass class, or is that the unlimited super?
Unlimited.
Unlimited.
Yep. It'll say egg behind it, Roos. If it's the
That's
egg.
what I thought. I wasn't sure.
They changed it over the winter. They don't call it. They took the national rules like PPL and NTPA with their light super. They don't call it unlimited anymore. So they just go light super and then light super egg. So. Hey, Ken, so AAA Disposal, Mershon Farms, Summer Farm, Sibley Orchard, Cat Excavation, New Generation Agri Services, Will Pave. Are they the ones who did your made the new scale pad?
Yeah, Will Pave did, yeah. Rick
Okay.
Wilson. Yep. New Generation Ag, that's Lane Aldridge.
That's what I thought.
Then Mershon's Farms is Tim Mershon. Me and him have been friends forever. And Adam, he's got a hot stock that he pulls that they're going to make it a Missouri State tractor for next year, and then try to keep moving up with it. But he's always been involved and really steps up and done a lot out there at the tractor pull. And there's a lot of Mershon families out here that all kick in that make it all happen. And the Slady
Nikki going to be there?
What's that?
Nikki going to be there?
Yeah, she'll be there. Yeah. Yeah.
Good. I think I still owe her a photo.
Okay. The Slady Do It Best Hardware. I went to school with him, and he has a really great hardware store up in Independence, up the road to the west a little bit. And I keep telling him he needs to open up a hardware store in Buckner, but he said one's enough. So, and then Strider Farms. Brian, he's over at Hardin. He farms over there, and he sells. I don't know. He was selling some fertilizer stuff, and I'm not sure who he's working for now, but he's a salesman, so he could sell you the shoes that he's wearing. You got to watch out. And Flying H drag strip, they're the ones that's putting in the drag strip down in Odessa, I believe. Nikki come up with them guys. They're local here. They helped us out a bunch. And then Let's Exceed Steinseed, Derry Wright over at Richmond. They're sponsoring the sled for us. That's
a good bunch, Ken. That's a good bunch of sponsors, buddy.
Yeah, it takes a lot to make it happen, as all you guys know. So.
Yep. But that's what it takes, and that's what's fun. And that's why it sucks when you get a rain out like you did last year. All that hard work and time and energy and anxiety and it all just for nothing. But that's how it goes too.
It was still though. We had that Sunday afternoon poll. It worked out great. It was Missouri State, and they let us run the 4-1s with them, and Pro Sox that stuck around, and it was still fun. But hopefully we won't have to go to all that extreme this year.
The trifecta shootout, that was a hell of a cool idea. Are you happy with the results of that this year?
We wish we'd have had more. The idea of it was to get tractors to go to Concordia, Missouri, and they wanted to have the 4-1s with Missouri State. That was their first big pull that they had down there besides like farm tractors and brush pulls. And it worked out really well. There was seven 4-1s there, and but the only ones that were there that was at Platte City too was the paddock tractors. The Lear Dairy boys, they was going to come, but they had some damage, so they didn't make it. And so hopefully we'll probably do that again next year. Maybe try to grow it to where we can get a few more to go to Concordia. Maybe, heck, who knows? Maybe we can talk Concordia into having 4-1s with Outlaw, So
right, that'd be cool.
The trifecta deal, Ron Cortez is the one that gave me the idea for the name of it, and it drawed a lot of attention for him. So.
No, it sounds like they had a really big pull. Ron was super happy. He texted me that Sunday morning after their event. He was super stoked. So
yeah, it's a beautiful place to have a pull right next to the lake. And that area down there is a big farming community, and they like the farm pulling and the hot stock tractors, and so they had had all the hot rod stuff and that at the same time. We used to do that at Buckner too, but then we've kind of moved on to this now. Yeah.
No, are you shelling corn already?
We are, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. We didn't work today or yesterday. We worked Saturday a little bit, and we shelled quite a bit. We got one issue with one combine we got to get figured out in the morning. If not, we'll go get the other one out. But we blew a line that tensions the track on it, and that was the biggest blessing you could ever imagine, because when I climbed under there, took the line off to go make a new line, the great big pin that holds the whole track carriage on was worked out about 2 inches. We were about ready to lose the whole track off the side of the combine.
Yikes.
That would have been bad, Ken. That would have
Yeah,
been
you
bad.
know, they wouldn't do it like in a common nice area. It would have been in a mud hole or going down the road or a ditch or something, you know. So,
Yep.
Pretty lucky.
that corn we're picking there now we're really happy with it. I don't know, everybody's hybrid. It don't matter what brand you plant. It's all getting a lot better. You know, 10 or 12 years ago with this dry weather, we'd have been in real serious problems. You know, all hanging on pretty good.
I love it. I love it. Again, Buckner, Missouri, this Saturday, 6 p.m. showtime. 2 tracks, Outlaws on one track, MSTP on the other. The 4-1 trifecta shootout's going to shoot out there as well. The Outlaws will be in Unionville, Missouri, Friday night. So it's a night at the Putnam County Fair there. That would be the hometown for the Gopher and the Snuffy Tractor. And Whitworths are close to by there as well. I think there's a few other pullers, but that's a nice little sweep for the Outlaw circuit. As they start to wind their season down, they got a couple big weekends left, and then they got a break. Then they finish up in Lufkin, Texas, at the Mission 22 event. It's a big, kind of like what Charles was just at for Onaway. They have the drag races down there, and then they have a tractor pull each night, truck and tractor pull.
Pines.
Pulling in the Pines, yeah, Lufkin, Texas. So, but it's gonna be fun. So, well, Ken, if you don't have anything else, bud, we'll let you go. Thanks for coming on tonight.
Yeah, no, appreciate you guys doing this for us, and look forward to seeing everybody. And anybody's got any questions, they can holler at us. Should be good to go.
I've been, like I said, I've been to your place. It's beautiful, beautiful area, Ken, down there. I know you take a lot of pride in that Buckner hook, and I'm hoping you have great weather, my man. So
yeah, I think it will be. It's going to be 86 degrees and 64 at night, so it ought to be just right. So.
Yep. And then just text that KVB guy about putting those semis a little sooner, okay?
I will. Yeah. I want to give a shout out to Side Piece. So we was in a pinch for some injectors. So Colorblind, if we get it back together, it's going to be co-mingled with some Side Piece injectors.
Well, it could be worse. Ken.
Yeah, George hooked us up. So yeah.
I like it. Old Georgie Porgy Pudding Pie. So
yeah,
good deal.
I hope Sydney can beat him with him.
That would be an accomplishment. That tractor is on the rails this year.
It is, yeah.
Yep, it sure is. Well, cool. Well, thanks, Ken.
Yep. Thank you guys, and look forward to seeing everybody.
Take care, bud.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll see you on Friday, buddy.
Yeah, see ya.
Ken Summers, everybody. Did Trish want to say something? Ken? Hi, Trish.
There
I just wanted
she
to
is.
say hi, and I got beds ready for you guys.
Awesome. Thanks so much, honey.
Trish, can we
Nice
just have you?
learning.
Trish, can we just have you on the screen next year instead of Ken? It's a lot better for the audience. I guarantee
No, I
numbers would be up.
I get camera shy.
Yeah, I can tell.
My ass.
Another example of a human being outrunning the punt coverage. Ken, we have a club.
Yeah, no kidding.
I love it. I love it. No, you have an awesome family, Summers. You're a good dude. So,
Thank you.
all right, buddy. Peace out.
All right, see y'all.
Thanks, buddy.
Yep.
See you Friday.
Yeah, Ken Summers, guys, just good people, as Ryan Rusnick would say, good people all around there, and they have a nice little show there. So I'm excited for them this weekend. Trying to bring Matt Carter on from Carter's Pulling Picks, talk about Lumberton, North Carolina a little bit. That's right. Larry, have you ever been out to Lumberton, or did that always conflict with Sandwich for you?
I've been to a bunch of them in North Carolina, but never Lumberton. No, it's always had a conflict with schedule and everything else. But yeah, I've been to a bunch of them, North Carolina. They have a good bunch of pullers down there, and there's a couple different organizations run besides NTPA down there, and it's just a good group.
Is that United Pullers of the Carolina? Is that part of PPL or is that part of NTPA, Larry?
United Pullers is part of NTPA, and the other group is part of PPL.
Okay, gotcha. Matt, you got us there, buddy?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, Matt Carter with Carter's Pulling Picks. Now, he's my North Carolina representative out here, so he knows more about this. But before we get started, so there's a rumor, Larry, Ryan, there's a rumor going around that there's going to be some big money throwdowns with the big mini class. I haven't confirmed it yet. Larry, have you heard anything yet?
No, I haven't.
So I've heard 3 different stories. I've heard everybody's kicking in $5,000 and like kind of a winner take all type of a thing, like Cody Singletary, Jeff Hurt. I don't know. Charles, have you seen anything online anywhere yet?
No, I have not. So I'm intrigued. No.
So that's just that's a text message I got a couple hours before the show that's something they're working on. But it's like from 3 different people and none of the stories line up. So one of them was I'm talking the big block minis, the Grand National minis, guys. Well, I know because there's a bunch of classes and Matt's going to get into that a little bit, but somebody said they've each thrown in $5,000 winner take all. Somebody said 1,000 winner take all. But Jeff Hurt's coming out, and I think Chase is coming out, and a couple other guys. I mean, Cody Singletary. That's basically his hometown area, isn't it, Matt?
Yes, it is. It's his hometown pool.
So, Matt, is there a poster anywhere? Oh, there's a poster on the NTPA Facebook page. Why don't you start talking about Lumberton? I'll bring up that poster. I wasn't sure if I was going to bring you on tonight, but it's all good.
So Lumberton, this is the regional pool for NTPA for Region 4. There is 4 region classes for Region 4 going into Lumberton. You got the light pro stocks, the mini modifieds, the super modified 2-wheel drives, and super farms. And I know I was talking with Cody earlier. He said there was 58-ish mini rods has been confirmed to come to Lumberton. That's the biggest mini rod class that we had to show up to Lumberton.
Say that again. How many?
58-ish.
Larry, that's something you would say. 8-ish.
8-ish? Well,
8-ish.
You know, me and Matt go way back, man.
Wow. So,
in other words, Cody invited all of his friends, and between him and Jeff, they all said, "Okay, we'll come down and kick your butt." Yeah, That's kind of hard to do in both Cody and Jeff's position. Yeah.
So they're running like an econo class too, then, Matt, or is it all big blower minis?
Well, we have one guy that runs a small block mini. He runs on the other circuit, Carolina Truck and Tractor Pullers. But mostly it's going to be blowers.
Now, Cody, correct? Are they having other UPOC classes besides the regional classes? It's a full show, isn't it?
Yes, it's a full show. We got Pro Farms, Super Stocks, Hot Farms, Pro Farms. I don't believe if we're having. Hold on, I'm looking at it right now.
Because
UPOC's drives too.
Yep. UPOC's got like 9 or 10 classes total, and I know most of their shows usually run all the classes. So that's what I figured. Yeah, there's a few, about like Pine Tops used to do. A few of them are regional
we're
classes.
running every class except for the modifieds at Lumberton.
Okay.
So is this part of a fair, Matt, or what's this part of?
What do you mean by what it's part of?
Like, is it part of a big fair, or is it a standalone event?
It's just it's at the fairgrounds, but it's not during the fair. It's put on by Prospect Fire Department.
Okay.
But it's been going on for years and years, Jason.
Wow. I've heard of it, but
this year's going to be the biggest for Lumberton. Because I know I'm with the Larry knows I'm with the super modified 2-wheel drives out of Zebulon. I have confirmed there's probably going to be about 20 to 30 two-wheel drives to show up there too.
I don't doubt that. Yeah.
We have 2 tracks, right?
It'll be a big
One
show.
track. One track.
Track?
Unless they decide, because Lumberton's a big wide track. You can make 2 tracks out of it, but they just recently did a derby there not too long ago. But I don't know if they're gonna run 2 tracks. I've never seen them run 2 tracks, but it wouldn't surprise me.
So we have the 4 classes for Region 4, and then we have the whole UPOC show, United Pullers of the Carolinas.
Yes,
Correct.
sir.
Okay. So this is going to be like a 5-hour show at least, probably.
Yes, sir.
Well, 4 hours.
Last
4
year
hours,
we got it
42
for about
minutes.
11.
4 hours, 42 minutes. Thank you, Larry.
Yeah.
I like that. So,
Well, it sounds better than 5 hours.
right. So, Matt,
But-
why is this year going to be the big, like, is it just, like, did they add more classes this year? They had more promotion? What's making it grow this year, bud?
It's because there's not many Region 4 hooks this year for North Carolina. The only region hook there has been was the light pro stocks at Galot Motorsports Park for the Grand National event.
That was back in May, right?
It was back in June. It was back in June.
First weekend of June.
Yep. And far as any other classes, I know they had some up in Florida for Region 5, but that was, I know last year they did it for Region 4, but they're separating it this year, I do believe.
And then, of course, you got the NC State Fair coming up in October.
Yep.
That's a regional NTPA show. Big deal there, yeah.
Yep.
Did the hurricane do anything to your all's area at all, Matt?
We just got a lot of rain. We didn't get as much as we thought we were gonna get. We didn't get no flooding, or we just got rain the whole time.
Okay.
We got a little bit of wind, but around my area, I didn't get no like tornadoes or anything. I know a couple counties over from me, right near Lumberton, actually got 3 tornadoes confirmed around that area.
Well, I'm glad you're safe.
Global warming. My ass.
That's the
Well,
bad
good
part
deal.
of living in North Carolina is hurricanes. And apparently there's one heading our direction again from what the weather service said. They're predicting it to come this way.
Well, tis the season to have hurricanes, yeah.
Yep.
That's why they call it hurricane season, Larry. So I know.
You're correct.
Yeah. Matt, if you ever wanted to ask Larry Richwine a question, like something serious?
He has asked me some.
Yeah. Yeah, me and Larry go back, way back.
Yeah, way back over there somewhere.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, Matt, thanks for coming on tonight. Just wanted to touch about that. Full pool will have games for, again, Sandwich, Illinois for the NTPA Grand National, Unionville, Missouri for the Outlaws, and then Lumberton, North Carolina this Friday and Saturday. And I'm flying into Charlotte on Thursday. So I'll be out there. I'm looking forward to my first ever pull in North Carolina. So I'm looking forward to it. So it's going to be fun, Matt.
No, yeah. You'll definitely love it.
Good deal. Good deal. Well, Matt, we'll let you go. Thanks for coming on tonight. I'll see you at the end of this week. Okay, bud?
Alrighty, sounds good. See you then.
Thank you.
See you, Matt.
That was Matt Carter. He's got a YouTube page, Carter's Pulling Picks. He's got a Facebook page. He does a good job on the social media. And glad he came on the show tonight to talk about it a little bit because I didn't know enough about it.
You'll have fun.
It'll be a good time. Brad Caudell says, hope it don't rain. They're calling for it now. No, that would suck, Brad, if it would rain. But that's all part of it, as we know.
You know, when you say you're flying into Charlotte, that means you're going to North Carolina. But now, if Charlotte had an airport and you said you were flying into Charlotte, then we'd know you was going Michigan.
You're right. You're right. Thank you, Larry.
It's just called elementary school up there.
I want to do a quick shout out for Unionville, Missouri. Full Pull has games down there this week as well. This is the hometown. That's Connie Mullinex driving the Gopher right there on their poster. That's this Friday, the Putnam County Fair. They've been doing a good job for a long time down there, really growing that event up. It's awesome. That's Whitworth, I think, live literally just a couple miles from there too. I think Bruce, you might know better than me.
They do.
But that's a really good big pull. And then Mazomanie, so they have a Badger State pull the end of July, but then the Wild West Day, this is their town festival. The Badger State pull at the end of July is a standalone event put on by the local one of the ag companies there. But this is their Wild West Days, and they're having some pulling this weekend there. I think they got some South Central Wisconsin, and I think they have some PI classes as well. But that's this weekend at the Mazomanie, Wisconsin Lions Park. So, Charles, earlier in the show, you said you were going to go to Sandwich. You put it on your calendar, and then somebody hired you. And I think Brittany Green must have been the one who hired you, or Brad Leslie. Because Brad said, I was planning on attending Sandwich for the first time until I noticed the date and booked Charles for my announcer, smiley face. So where are you going to be?
Not for Sandwich, no. Because clearly I wasn't there.
No, yep. But Brad hired you, right?
Not for Sandwich.
Or maybe Brad was just making fun of Brittany's comment. I think that's what he was doing. He was just having fun with your comment, Charles.
Yeah, I would not have missed a show I'm supposed to be at. I'm not known for that. That would be bad form. After 23 years, not going to screw that up.
Where are you going to be, buddy?
This coming week?
Yeah.
I will be with the Indiana Pulling League at Florida, Indiana for their Friday and Saturday season finals. That's what's going on for me.
That's one of the biggest pulls in their schedule, isn't it, Charles? I've heard.
Yeah, and I'm a little bit intimidated and frightened, and have been asking for and have received support to make this happen. I asked Richard Crowell way back in January at Shipshewana, like, how can I get to one of the IPL polls, and please, can I announce one? I love what you guys do. I really want to be there. And to get their season finals, I sort of panicked, but I will be prepared. I'll make this happen. It will be good.
Charles,
they're a lot of fun. I worked with them at the Mech Center. I had a good time with them.
Yeah, it's going to be an excellent time. I've already talked to Richard actually even earlier this evening. He read my mind by forwarding me the points schedule, and it knew what I wanted and why I wanted it, and allowed me to now do my projections and have some fun with stuff. And all right, fine. There's some titles that have already been earned, and that's awesome. But the final placings within top 10s are not, and so there's always a story to tell, and I'm looking forward to it. We're gonna have a great time.
You'll get to talk about the tractor named Mongo.
I love Mongo.
Oh,
I love Mongo.
First time I seen him was at Winnemac this year, and as he went by on those Wheatland fenders, one side said yes and one side said no.
No.
Yep.
Just like the cheeks of the butt on the Brahma bull, whatever Mongo wrote in. And I had more fun at the Mech Center with Blazing Saddles trivia, which I can recite line for line the whole movie. And and Mongo, when he came up to get his check, Mongo and I spoke a little bit on the PA. Yeah, he's a cool guy, and I love the tractor.
Yeah, he's cool. We've had him at Shipshewana for years, and yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Speaking of Shipshewana,
he was up there.
Speaking of Shipshewana, I got Ryan Zolik on the horn now. Before we do that, quick, I got a text from Todd McKay with Tri-State Mabel, Minnesota, this Saturday night. They're running 4 1s, and it's $700 to win. So for you limited pro guys that are up here, the upper northern whatever part of the Midwest, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Tri-State is going to run the 4.1s. In Mabel, Minnesota, they're paying $700 to win. So check out tristatepullers.com or get all everyone's Todd's number, get you more information on that. He wanted to come on the show, but we had a pretty full show already tonight. I didn't want to bring him on at 10 o'clock at night, but I did tell him I'd mention that. So, but we'll bring Ryan Zolik on at 9:30, talk about the Midwest Winter Nationals. Ryan, I have the classes there up on the screen if you want to take over, sir.
Sure. Yeah, so tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock Central, registration will open online, same as last year, using the motorsports motorreg.com platform. That worked out really well for us. So we did shuffle a few things around from 2023. So we no longer have the 10 and 11,000 pound pro farm class. So we are moving basically the ECI hot farm class. Tractors that pull with ECI and their hot farm class will run in our normal 9,500 pound hot farm instead of 10,000 pro farm. This year we're going to try that out. And we added the 5.0 Pro Stocks on Saturday night. So that will be a new addition. And we did have to also cut the 2.6 diesel trucks for this year, as of right now. Just, yeah, and if anyone has any, isn't very tech savvy, my number and email are listed multiple times. Just reach out to me. I can go through the registration process with you over the phone and get you registered. So no one needs to stress out if you can't do it yourself.
If Larry Richwine can sign in to Let's Grow Pulling, somebody can fill out an application for the Midwest Winter Nationals. What do you think, Charles?
Yeah, here.
Yeah, you can do it.
Just beat up my old bald head. Go ahead, go for it. Smack it around.
Bring it a
Jason.
little closer to the camera.
And Ryan's really great about feedback when it comes to something like that. Like if you've got a problem or something, like get a hold of him. He will absolutely guide you through this. It's a super easy process, but if you've got something wrong or something's glitchy for you, he'll help you.
Yeah, it should be, if you pulled with us last year, your account is already set up. You just log back into your account just like last year, go through the registration process. And so it should be, in theory, it should be easier for everyone that pulled. It's only for the new pullers or people that will be pulling new with us in 2024. They just have to do one extra step. They just have to create their free account. And text or email me, and then I'll set up a time. We'll walk you through it. We'll get you registered. We do try to limit the amount of numbers per class because we only have so much space and so much time to pull. So we have it. We have a theoretical amount for each class, but that can shift depending on where registration's at once we get further along in the fall time.
Yeah, no absolute ceilings. It never has been. It's just how it goes. And
there's a reason why we have 3 flights of hot farm, because we're bringing in tractors, I think, from 5 or 6 different organizations now in that class. So there's a reason why for that. There's a reason why we have 2 flights of light pro stocks, because we're in light pro stock country out in Indiana.
The 2,000 pound
the
2,000 pound limited mini rod guys are pumped because they're like, oh, this is going to be throwdown now.
Yeah. And that class is very interesting across the country. And this year we're doing 2 flights of them, but the reason why we're doing 2 flights of them this year is no matter what number they get, whether it's 10 or 20, we're still going to split them in half because we're going to try to limit the amount of fumes in a session in the building. So it'll be still the same in the finals. We're expecting, pretty decent turnout in the class, but that's the reason why we're going to split them into 2 flights. It just got a little bit too much on one session, even with the small, with them being small blocks. And then we're also adding 2 flights of the limited pro stock diesel trucks this year.
Yep, 3 O's.
Yep.
2.6 and 3.6 are out.
No, 3.6 is still just Saturday night.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry,
Yep.
missed that one. Yep. All
Yeah,
right.
yep. So we're keeping them. That seems to work out for them. They like to just come on, pull on Saturday night, and that works with us. And yeah.
Cool.
Just a reminder on people, we did change the rules on the farm stock. All the air has to go through 2.4-inch inlet. There can't be, we showed a photo, I don't know, a few weeks ago of what some of the turbos were out there, but it wasn't necessarily a 2.4-inch inlet.
Okay, we'll have to
Very
find that. I missed that.
diplomatically handled, Ryan.
Yeah.
No, I get where that's coming from. We're gonna have to share that. That's
Yeah, it was a post a few weeks ago on what's
I
smoking.
missed that one.
Yep.
If it looks like a 4-leaf clover, you can't run it.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's how this works, guys.
Yeah, it can't.
They were being really, really creative with. There's a 2.4-inch center, but
clover leaves and crazy whatever. Like
there it is, right there.
4-point can't. Yeah. It's got to hit it. It's got to be restricted on every single point of. How do I want to say this? I don't want to put you in the wrong spot. It's got to hit the restriction point in every to the 1,000th of radii of radius restriction. There's no clover leaf. There's no crazy stupid whatever inlet you could ever think of where 35% of it is bigger. No, you're going to have to within 100% of radius, you're going to have to adhere to this limit.
Yeah, if your turbo looks like that photo and they look at your tractor at Shipshawana, they will tell you better have another turbo or you won't be pulling.
Yeah,
I guarantee you they will look at your
games
tractor.
are done.
Everybody's got another turbo in the trailer. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
They'll try to get through with the one they want to run, but they've got one that's legal in the trailer.
Wait, honestly, that one that looks like in a piece of that picture kind of looks like a piece of crap, but that wouldn't work too good. I'm just saying.
That's apparently what some of these guys are running. That's all I know. So
yeah, good luck with that one. You want to run that one? Go right ahead. You're still gonna be disqualified, but that's not gonna do shit. So awesome.
Yeah, I'm sure that some of the tech guys, I think they'll have some words for you.
Yeah, and once.
But you should play stupid games, and then you can win stupid prizes.
Did you make that out of the freaking lock, the lock rod out of a 96 Grand Am to create that hoop? I mean, what piece of shit?
Well, it does make a 2.4-inch inlet technically.
Yeah, 2 point shit inlet.
Yeah, and it scavenges air to make it more like a 4.3.
And it looks like it's assembled with JB Weld, yeah.
Potentially, yes.
First time you freaking bounce the front end and that one of those welds, not even welds, one of them like JB Weld crap breaks and it sucks it right through the housing and you explode your charger. How come I'm disqualified? You're not disqualified.
Because your super glue didn't hold, dummy.
Gorilla Glue. I need Gorilla Glue.
That too.
A sponsorship opportunity right there, gentlemen. Gorilla Glue.
For all of you that watch, all you Gorilla Glue, yeah, we'd like to speak to somebody from Gorilla Glue or duct tape.
This was the photo I was sent. So
we're not picking on you, Ryan. We're just having fun with it.
No, we're just having fun because we love
Ryan,
seeing
we're picking on
pictures
you.
from Clint's box of sadness.
I'm not wearing the gorilla outfit. I hate community service. No.
Clint's box of sadness. That's perfect.
Yeah. Well, he does have that. That's what he carries around.
Yeah, that's what he carries. I mean, that's actually what he calls it. That's the box of slugs.
Yeah.
Where everybody's dreams are ruined, right, Ryan?
Yes, where dreams go to die and pull off goes for entertainment.
Yeah.
Good try. Thank you for coming to Shipshewana. It's 0 degrees. You can now park way over there.
Right. And
Hey,
walk.
we were warmer. We were, I think, warmer than the March poll this year.
Yes, we can't do that again. I mean,
Yeah, I know. That luck has failed. Also, I wanted to, this year we're allowing the Outlaw Super Farm to run in the combo class that we added last year at their same setup. So it's the Mod Turbo.
For those who missed that, go back to that photo.
Sorry, hold on.
Tell me who's in there. Because it's really, this is a Jesse Post special. Find Tin Man.
Jesse doesn't do it often, but there's one photo a year where you guarantee
always one.
There will be one. The year that my favorite was the year of the purple hoodies.
Yeah,
we had
Tin Man, and then
Grimace.
Last year was Grimace. It was awesome.
I'm gonna go find that.
I seen the Tin Man in the back row. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jason flips around pretty fast, doesn't he?
It'd probably be easier if you just go to the photos and scroll through.
Yeah.
Thanks, Zolik. Thanks, Dick. I mean, Ryan. I got this. Okay.
I'm just giving you some advice.
I
Some
appreciate you, buddy.
advice.
We were picking on you. Now we're gonna.
I mean, unless you really wanted to, you go through every photo of last year's Shipshewana.
That would be thousands.
Before you get to it.
Hey,
that would be a first day on the internet kind of mistake.
What did Aaron Rodgers say? Relax. RELAX.
He's giving the advice. So I mean, you don't have to take it, but
I usually don't. So.
Yeah.
Saturday night, I hung out with Mike Post, and we had some Shipshe stories. We had some fun with that. There's Grimace. That was epic.
Grimace is probably looking for work because I don't think Ronald uses him much anymore.
We did have a
well, Ronald can't get work. Ronald can't get work anymore.
But did you get a Grimace shake here a couple months ago?
I seen his shakes, but I didn't have the guts to drink one.
Yeah.
My luck, the shake machine would have been broke anyway.
I don't trust McDonald's purple dye.
No. Looks like a really bad veterinarian case, if you ask me, that purple dye. Woo. What was that stuff you used to buy at the grain elevator to put on a calf's navel? That was the right purple. Oh, I'll shut up. I'm sorry.
No, Larry, we like you just the way you are.
I'm just saying. No, you don't. That's okay. That's good.
No, we do. I just can't believe we're talking about Shipshewana already.
Hey, it's just around the corner.
I know. That's why we're talking about it, but it's crazy.
Yeah, well, registration starts and then it's just nonstop from there. We are actually a few weeks ahead of schedule from last year.
Ryan, that first week of registration when you guys open it up, how many registrations do you typically see?
Well,
100?
Oh yeah,
nobody
it's gonna
really
be fast
on the ball.
Yeah, the hot farm, that will be a cavalcade of. Tomorrow morning it'll be interesting. Last year I did it at night, and because it was the first.
Sweat about it all day.
Yeah, because it was the first year using it, and there was one minor glitch that luckily was caught right away, but then it was just tomorrow it will be hot farms. Surprisingly, actually, the Econo Mini Rod guys, I don't know how many messages that I got from them.
But they get a pull. This is a big
There
deal
was
to me.
definitely
That's
some
great.
last night. There was definitely some thumb super farm guys who were like, "Yeah, we're doing it. We're going." So
Yeah, I
there'll be
think
4 or 5 of them.
yeah, I think we're at the point now where we've been there now a couple of years, and it's getting that like, okay, I wanna be there now. And it's the same for I don't know how many times I get asked at polls like about hotels now with people for first time, attending. I'm like, well, you're going to be driving just a little ways, but at this point, but
Yeah, but when they
from
drive,
Middlebury or from Goshen or from I think Howe, is it pronounced Howe, Indiana?
Yeah, you're right.
And I guess Sturgis, Michigan, which they're right across, right?
Yeah, that's Sturgis is like 20 minutes away, and it's you got opportunities there with restaurants and whatever. So it's not
Nope.
far. You're not put out by being
Yeah,
there.
it's not like having to drive from Champaign to Rantoul, which was farther, because that was 45 minutes.
Yeah, that was a good run.
And
it was
especially when
usually
we
during the
stayed
middle
there.
of a blizzard.
Yeah. And we leaving the facility at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, driving back to Champaign, and then getting a couple hours sleep.
I can only imagine.
It almost makes you want to gas up the car and lean the seat back and sleep in the parking lot.
Yeah, if it wasn't negative 30 out.
Yeah, those were good times though. They were a little terrifying getting back and forth, but
Ryan and I did a weather report that one year. That was pretty fun. So
that was cold.
That was cold. I'm gonna go find that. So, well, cool. Well, let's wrap up. Let's talk about what we did this past weekend, and then let's wrap this baby up. Zolik, what'd you do this past weekend, pulling related?
I went to Mexico.
Awesome. That's
Missouri.
the young farmers pull, right?
Yeah, this was the rain date. They got rained out back in June, and I think they had over 100 hooks.
Nice.
Something like that. So yeah, that was Saturday. So
somebody called me Friday. They saw the old trailer, Doherty's have. They're like, "Hey, where are you going?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm not sure."
Yeah, then they were also probably at the St. Anthony poll the night before.
Yeah,
which is the hometown for autos.
Yep. I said I'm not sure where they're going on Friday night, so I called Bonnie quick. I called the guy back, so that's cool. Charles, you were I'm assuming you were in Onaway, Michigan. I should maybe assume that, but I assume
I was actually not. I diversified myself and went some other places. Saturday night, I went down to Mount Gilead, Ohio for Ohio State Tractor Pulling Association. 2 tracks there. Never been there before. The facility is phenomenal. The fairgrounds is gorgeous. 2 tracks, 75 hooks roughly. Got to see some stuff that I would say like the super stock diesel class, 4-wheel drive class there was better than Grand National. It was really cool to see, and got to hang side by side with Mike Post, who does video work for Shipshawana, and so I was side by side with him and got to hang out with him, and that was a fun time. Really enjoyed it. And then last night went to Thumb Tractor Pulling Association back to Elkton for their season finals, an event I haven't done in a lot of years because we used to go to Onaway. I wanted to come back there, and 19 classes of pulling.
19.
Started at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We finished about 11:30. Not bad. Got through our points classes, but a bunch of local classes as well. The track was tricky, difficult, hard, took a lot of power, and did everything that I always remembered it from 5 or 6 years ago. Really enjoyed my time there, reconnecting with a lot of people that have meant a lot to me. TTPA really honestly gave me my start in doing this, so it was fun to do their season finals, and I'm looking forward to what now I've got left for the next 5 weeks, and then I can take a deep breath and wish for what's next.
Bruce, where did you hang out this weekend?
I hung out in front of my smoker. Pork butt, brisket. Well,
I
at
saw
one
one
point
of the
in time we
pizzas.
had both of them going.
Yeah.
Pork butt and brisket, and today for lunch we did a Philly steak pizza on the smoker with a garlic knot crust that was stuffed with mozzarella. So I'm going to see my freaking cardiologist tomorrow.
That crackling sound you hear is probably your arteries hardening.
Yeah, it's not actually firewood in the smoker. It's actually my arteries. Yes. But
I'm here to see
I
my
don't get very many
friggin'
weekends like this on
cardiologist.
during the summer. And so we, when I can, you know, it's one of my passions. We like eating good in our neighborhood.
I like it. Larry
So,
Richland?
and hey, one more thing.
Oh,
When
Bruce,
I
go
do
ahead.
these, for those of you who watch and see the reels that I do, when I say, hey, pullers, have you told people where you're pulling, or have you thanked your sponsors, or have you done an end of season wrap up? That's not your cue to drop it in the comments. I appreciate it if you do, but that's not why I do this. I'm trying to get you to go on camera or write something like Joey Frazier did, or go on and, you know, if you want to take a crack at video editing, get out CapCut and start stitching all your passes together. Blah 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 blah. Tell us how you did. That's what I'm trying to do. Is get other people to do it. Don't tell me in the comments. I appreciate that. I love it. But
And I was
trying to
guilty
get you
for
to
being
do-
one of the people that Ryan is calling out because I was a commenter
Bingo.
and didn't actually next level it. Absolutely on board with that.
That's why I do this stuff. That's why I do that. I'm not super comfortable on camera. I mean, I can hack it, but it's not my first choice. I mean, I didn't buy expensive camera gear so that I could take pictures of me. So, but to the extent that I do those reels, there's usually a motive behind it. And that motive is for you as a puller to get out there and interact with your fans.
Bingo.
Like Sean Knopp has been commenting quite a bit, and he just told me to smoke a mess of biscuits. Sean, fire up your smoker, and then you do a reel about it, and you call me out, and maybe I'll do one. Or while you're doing that, while you got the camera turned on you, tell us how the tractor's coming along. Is it on the track yet? I actually don't know. So, and don't put it in the comments. I want to see a reel about it. And if you have, good for you. Good for you. That's what I'm trying to get people to do.
Cool. You're right, though. Joey did do a nice piece on Facebook.
That was really cool. And I learned something new about that. I never knew what that truck was named after.
Oh,
Charles,
you
did you see that post?
I actually have not. So you've given me homework. I've got to go back and look.
Joey did a nice
You'll
job.
appreciate the story behind the name very much.
Joey's
And
a good kid.
I learned some things about them, well, indirectly with my trip to Mount Gilead about what trucks were part of the Petros stable. So I will make that a part of my homework tonight.
Joey's a good man.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I would agree
Joey's
with
a
that.
very, very good man. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm kind of like you, Ryan. I didn't do much. My wife went to a dog trial all weekend, and I stayed home and fed German Shepherds and That takes about 45 minutes in the morning and 45 minutes in the evening. And the rest of the time I was pretty well in neutral. I came in the office, turned the air conditioner on, brought a Belgian Malinois in one day and a German Shepherd in the next, and we just kind of chilled out.
You chilled out with a Belgian. Wait, hold on. You chilled out with a Belgian Malinois. That's not a thing.
Go to Larry Richwine's Facebook page and look through or go on TikTok, Richwine 2257. I just posted one the other day of a Belgian Malinois sitting in that lazy boy over there that about 20 dogs have been in over the last 30 years, on his back, rolling and having fun. His name is Wreck, like I'm going to wreck my car. We didn't name him, but that's his name. And if Linda puts him on a leash and takes him out on the field, he'll work. He's a good working dog. But when he's in the office with Dad, oh my God, he's everything a Belgian Malinois is not. He could probably run up that wall and grab that thing over his head, but he'd go look at me and go, "No, I don't think so, Dad." I mean, that's Wreck. But yeah, I like my dogs.
Those are dogs. Those are dogs with character. That's for sure.
Yes, they are.
Well, I mean, we've got all German Shepherds, 11 German Shepherds on the place, but 2 or 3 of them imported from Czech Republic and other stuff. Linda raises some very, very good working dogs. But we also socialize puppies for people in her club and stuff. And we got a Belgian Malinois brought to us to socialize and teach him some just, general skills, go to Track Supply, blah, blah, blah. And so he was sold and went somewhere in Virginia. And the breeder that had Linda and I socialize him, he called me like 6 weeks, 8 weeks later. And he goes, he's from Brazil. He goes, "Larry," he says, "we got Wreck back." And I went, "What do you mean we?" And he goes, "Well, I didn't want to ask Linda because I know she fell in love with the dog, but if you want him, you can have him." I mean, this is like a $3,000 puppy, and that's what he got for him. But I said, "Well," he goes, "I know you liked him too, so he's working the old man, And I said, "Is he free?" He went, "Yeah." I said, "Is he still intact? And I get papers if I wanted to breed him, I could?" And he went, "Yeah." And I said, "I'll send Linda down." So I called Linda at the horse barn and I said, "Hey, go down to Mario's and pick up Wreck." "What?" I said, "He's ours." "Okay." And she jumped right in the van and went and got Wreck. But yeah, Wreck's kind of Dad's dog. So
Is this Wreck?
What? No, that's not Wreck.
Okay.
That's
your
me
Facebook,
yelling,
though.
"Representative to the customer service."
This is on your Facebook though, Larry.
I know. There's a lot of things on my Facebook page that just are a little different. But yeah. Wreck is something, but he's on TikTok a lot.
They are really cool dogs. Not gonna lie, straight up, they're really cool dogs. But you got to be the right owner. You have to be. Got to be the right owner for them. But they're really cool dogs.
Is it the black? Is it the black one, Larry?
The black one is named Maze. She's paid for herself 2 or 3 times. She was imported, but the Belgian Malinois is a brown, shorter-haired dog. But Linda had always said, "I'll never own a Belgian Malinois." But when we had him to socialize him, he crawled up on her lap and laid there and slept. And I mean, he won her over, and he is exceptional for a Belgian Malinois. He will work, and he will work good. But, I mean, he's not a national competitor quality dog like some of the other ones we got. But he's an awesome dog, and he loves his dad.
Nice.
So anyway.
This one?
That's Wreck. Yeah. He's a full-blooded registered Belgian Malinois. But yeah, he's an awesome dog.
Beautiful dog.
He would kill for me. I mean, luckily there he is on a golf cart with me in the shop. I've been trying to teach him to ride the golf cart when it leaves the shop, but as soon as the overhead door opens, it's like, "Nope, I'm out of here." But he's like, "Look at me, Dad, I love you." But yeah. This show's about Let's Grow Pulling. It's not Let's Grow Belgian Malinois.
This show's about whatever we want to be about, Larry.
Well, I do like my dogs, and of course I love my pulling, and we already talked about the community that is our fans and our pullers, and that's what I have a passion for, is the people in the sport. Seriously.
You and me.
How about Brad and Andrew giving the Meltdown a new home?
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. He had a good pass on it down there at Barbie's pool.
Yeah, I came in third.
Yep,
Yeah.
right spot for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good home for it.
Yep, it's neat. I was reading, and they're keeping the chassis of their dad's tractor. That's awesome. So
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
good stuff. Good stuff. Well, I'm heading to Lumberton, North Carolina. Hope to meet some of you out there for the first time. It's going to be a blast. And I think, we're not too far from Diesels and Dark Corners. Start talking about that November 3rd and 4th. We're live streaming that for beermoneypulling.tv. So that's going to be fun. But yeah, again, full pull games this week are for Unionville, Missouri, Friday night, Sandwich Thursday and Saturday, and then Lumberton, North Carolina as well. The Larry Richwine will be on the microphone in Sandwich.
And it'll also be live streamed on ntpa.tv both
TV.
Thursday and Saturdays
Awesome.
at Sandwich.
And Charles, I've heard great things about Flora, Indiana from IPL guys. So
I'm
that's
excited
cool.
to go. It's an honor and a treat to get to do that. And to be honest, with Mount Gilead as well, I'd never actually met Hog Hastings before, and I've heard him forever, like as long as I've ever been doing this, and even before. And he knew who I was, and I was signing in, and he called me out. He's like, "Hey, you want me to announce that you're here?" I'm like, "You can if you want. That'd be sweet. You don't have to." And he did. He didn't have to do that. That was so special. That meant I don't care if it didn't mean anything to anybody else. It meant a lot to me to be recognized by a man of his caliber and what he has done with OSTPA over the years. That was really, really sweet. So to go to IPL now and do Flora, I know what it means to them and what that event represents to those guys. I promise I will do my homework. I will give it my all, and I'll do you proud. I'm really, really excited for that.
Charles, are you going to take Hog's accent with you and do
I'm not going to take Hog's. I'm not going to take Hog's accent. I'm going to take Ellen's accent with me, which, it's such a happy accident, but I really don't want him to be pissed at me for it.
I don't know that you can change
You can always borrow my Dolly Parton joke.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, Charles, I was going to ask you, do you have like a go-to joke?
Yes, I do. I absolutely do, and it's only when something really, really unfortunate happens.
When you see a Geo tracker on the track.
And the joke is this. Whatever it is, if it's expensive, something that blows up, whatever, my go-to joke is if you listened really closely, competitor X went through a very, very unfortunate circumstance right there, and the most intricate sound that you could ever hear in what happened right there was the sound of his wallet opening.
It's good.
It's subtle. It's subtle, but that's probably my go-to.
I like it.
And the occasional roasting of pit vehicles that are Geo trackers.
You know what? If you go to an OSTPA hook, I can't say that joke anymore because, they're everywhere. Like there's Geo trackers,
right?
They're everywhere. I can't knock them anymore.
Who was it? Bargies that got after you about that at Rockwell one year?
No, I thought it was actually Naps who did.
Yes, that's who it was.
It was Naps, and both of them still have them.
Yep. And DeMars still have
theirs. Actually, the first one I saw at Rockwell this year was DeMars.
Yep.
Yeah, they're out there. I can't talk shit on trackers.
Geo trackers don't.
AKA
they don't go to the salvage yard. They get turned into tow vehicles. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. Them and Suzuki Samurais on occasion.
Yeah.
What Suzuki Samurais that are Swifts? What does Brian Deck have? Is it a Samurai or a Swift?
I think it's a
Samurai.
Samurai.
I think it's Samurai.
Is it?
Samurai. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if they don't end up with like a Ford 9-inch and a turboed LS, and they become like a King of the Hammers vehicle, then yeah, they end up, toting around a mod or a 4-1 limited pro.
The best one is Roach from Indiana, or excuse me, Kentucky. He's got one. He's already raised the top off of it, so it can go way up in his stacker, and he's got the best one that there is.
He made a convertible?
Yeah, 100%. No windshield either. Like nothing.
It's just
it's suicide. It's suicide.
It's like
So not even
like a Jeep.
not even a 4-post. It's just
No.
they went straight up Sawzall.
And wait, who else has one? Southwest Michigan had ran turbines and Allisons and whatever. Oh, they've got one. Helped out Tedders for a while. The son moved to Texas to do oil field stuff.
Yeah. Oh,
Now, I know who you know I'm thinking of, Larry.
Austin.
Yes, Austin. Shoot, I'm dying now. But they have a chopped top one.
It's not Boyers.
Huh? Boyers.
At the S10.
Yes.
The S10 was leveled at the top of the door.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Boyers. What a family. That's all I'm going to say.
Do they have a hot farm now?
Yes, they do have a hot farm now.
Yeah, they
John
do.
Deere.
Yeah.
That's
I seen them at the Mech Center a couple weeks ago, whenever it was. Yeah.
And they still have the S10 crew pit vehicle.
Well,
I don't know.
It's a
I
Geo.
didn't see
It was a tracker.
Oh, it was?
No, it was an S10.
Somewhere I've got photos of it from like Fort Recovery, like 10 years ago.
Well, they had an S10 more recently than that, but either way, it just leveled off at the top of the fender.
Yeah.
So they basically turned it into a T-bucket?
Yeah, something
Pretty
they could
much.
shove up in the top of the stacker and put it above the pulling tractor, and it would do what they needed it to do. So it was cool.
Cool. All right, guys. I'm an hour ahead of you, Jason. I'm already getting sleepy, and tomorrow morning at daybreak, my butt's headed to Sandwich.
Larry, thanks for joining us on Monday night. Bruce, Charles, love you guys. Have a great week.
Later.
Ryan's going to be Buckner, Missouri, everybody. I forgot if you didn't catch that earlier. So
Yep.
it's going to be a good weekend. Thanks, guys.
See you guys.
See ya.
Peace.
Right.
Lumberton, North Carolina. That's where I'm going. So here's a cool video that the Full Pull video team put together for Bowling Green that they played today. I want to share this. It's on their Facebook page. And again, the Full Pull games, they're going to have games in Unionville, Missouri, Friday for the Outlaws, Thursday night in Sandwich, Illinois for the NTPA, and then Lumberton, North Carolina, Friday and Saturday. And then, of course, Sandwich again as well on Saturday. So this is a pretty cool video. Check this out. Have a good night, everybody.